Here we are again. Oh, I always start too soon. Okay, I'll try that again. Hey, here we are again. Rosemary and I. And we're hanging out
Hello.
at Two Old Chicks Picks. And we are going through some of our Christmas picks. I got a bunch of books for Christmas. And I know you did too, right, Rosemary?
That's right.
Yeah, so we're going to go through them. Hey, take a minute, though. Check out the color of my new writing room. Do you like it?
I do.
All new paint. Well, paint, not all new, not just the paint. But
that plum?
It is plum, yes. And I'm missing my green, but I do like my plum. Yeah. So, yeah, I just thought I'd do something different. So, all right. Well, without further ado, I'm going to go through my stack first, I guess. So, I got random books for Christmas, but I love them all. I asked for them all. So this one was an Indigo Spotlight book. If you're from Canada, you're going to know what that means. If you're not, that means our Indigo is like your Barnes & Noble's chain in the States. And this is a Spotlight book, which means that they think it's really super good, and they're spotlighting it. So this is Wolf Winter by Cecilia. Oh my goodness, I'm going to ruin this, but I'm going to say Akbak. Akbak? What would you say that is?
Can't help you on that one.
Yeah, it's a tough one. She's Canadian though, living in Calgary. I know that much. Mm-hmm. So that's book one. I heard that it was a comparable read to Girl on the Train.
Ah, so it's not. It's adult. Is that correct?
Yes, it's adult. So I'm gonna see. Like that must mean it's suspenseful. So anyway, thought that was a good one. This came as a recommendation from another writer friend, and it's really super good. I've cracked it open, but I'll talk about that in a minute. The Weight of Feathers, and it's Anna Maria McLemore. And yeah, very cool fantasy. Then I got, because I'm all over the map, I got The Lake House by Kate Morgan. This is everywhere right now. It's supposed to be a creepy love story, I think, kind of another suspense thing. So we'll see how that works out. And last but not least, I'm super, super, super excited to get this book. Awesome. This is a brand new writer, Stacie Ramey. She's pretty amazing. Rosemary and I had the chance to hear her early draft, wasn't of this one, but of another one that's coming out soon, of her books at my old Niagara conference in Niagara Falls. And she read for the crowd and awed everyone. And we were all like, wow, if only we could write like that. So anyway, The Sixth Sister Pact. And this is a contemporary YA book about two sisters that make a pact to commit suicide. It's kind of a really serious book. It's really good. That's my stack.
Yeah, congratulations, Stacie.
Yes. So what's your stack look like?
So my stack, well, I decided to get on the bandwagon. I think everyone has this but me. Everyone who wrote.
Oh, yeah.
So I thought, yeah, I could, probably benefit from that. So Stephen King, On Writing, A Memoir of the Craft. I'm looking forward to reading that one.
That's a great
I don't know if everyone remembers, I read Six of Crows and fell in love with a Grisha character in that they played there's one and they play a minor role. Well, anyway, major and then minor. All that to say it's not about them. So I loved them a lot. And then I realized that she'd written an entire trilogy about the Grisha, which are these powerful, they're not earth-based powers. One can speed up a heart. I don't know if I told you, I said this last time. One can bring on the wind. One can bring on the electricity of the earth. It's all kind of earth powers or enhanced powers. And there's all different kind of Grisha, and they train when they're young, etc. So turns out that Leah Bardugo has written a trilogy. And I probably, once again, these are very well-known, gorgeous covers. Shadow and Bone. Would have been helpful if I think it's... I think
Run and Ruin is the second one.
Okay. I haven't started the second one. I've read the first one. So really?
No, I'm wrong.
I think it's actually.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know, quickly, I can't see it quickly. So I think this is the second one. Siege and Storm, some fancy font going on there. And Rune and Rising. Well, all really nice. I read the first one, Shadow and Bone, in a week. Well, as in the, I wanted to take a peek at it. This is a good sign. I thought I'll just see how the beginning is. I started reading it and could not put it down. Actually kept me up past my bedtime, like 3 o'clock in the morning. I already told you, that, Jackie, that there was this one unexpected plot point that I didn't see coming. I could not put it down after that. I had to see what was going on. And after you've read a lot of books, you're surprised to still be surprised that you didn't see it coming in any way, that this plot twist has taken you by surprise. So I can't say enough about how much I love this. I only stopped reading because I think I'll do the same thing. I'll just read it like a lunatic. And yeah, I have other things to do. So I had to put it aside, and I can hardly wait to dive back in. So fantastic series.
Hey, are the Grisha, I don't know anything about this. Are they real in mythology, or did she make them up?
Oh, I believe they are mythology. I believe she is either Russian or Polish or something. I wish I could remember anything. I really have to write those kind of things down. But yes, it comes from a mythology.
And it's real.
Well, no. Well, I mean,
it comes from a real mythology. It's not a creature she made up.
No. That's right. She's enhanced it, definitely.
Yeah, that's cool.
And the last book, this is real. This is nonfiction. I don't know what you call it. It's not really, what do you call a story that's written about nonfiction, but I presume it's done in story form. Nonfiction, right? Historical nonfiction?
Nonfiction.
Historical nonfiction. This is called Four Sisters, The Lost Lives of the Romanov Grand Duchesses, by Helen Rappaport.
Ooh, cool.
Yeah, it's the story of the Romanov sisters that were the last daughters of the last Tsar in Russian history. And I love how things work sometimes. I'm on, my photos are on Flickr. I'm currently not posting new ones, but I'm taking a break. But I met a wonderful man who posts very beautiful pictures. And I don't know how it came up that I was a writer. We sort of messaging back and forth. And I think I said I was taking time off because I had some writing to do. And he ended up sharing with me that his sisters are writers. And she's written this book, and it's done very well in UK as well as United States and around the world.
Oh, so that's his sister?
This is his sister. So I decided to Google her and check it out.
So cool.
Yes, I was very excited to get it. And she's on YouTube. You can go and watch an interview with her. She's extremely passionate about it. She's born in the UK. She studied Russian studies. She knows how to speak Russian. Like that cannot be easy. So she's extremely dedicated and passionate. And this story was very not close to home, but she took it on. It's a very heavy, sad story, of course, because they end up dying. So I think, when an author is bringing that level of devotion and passion to any story, it's going to be really rich. So I'm looking forward to reading that as well.
Very good.
It's my Christmas stash.
Very good. All right. So I want to talk a little bit more about this one.
Mm-hmm.
I love this book. Another author, like I said, recommended that I check this one out. And I'm speechless. Like, I don't even know how to go about explaining this book. It's so cool. I am like nearly finished it. I am almost like 3/4 of the way.
Mm-hmm.
But it is so beautiful and richly written and just great prose, gorgeous writing, which I always love. But I think more than that, it's so interesting because it's kind of a retelling of Romeo and Juliet, but you can't.
Oh, I remember this one.
Yeah, it's like sometimes you'll pick up a retelling and you're completely like, oh, this is, we're going to be in this land or whatever. Mm-hmm. This author's created a whole new land for this to happen in. And it's kind of the land of the carnival, traveling carnival people, the gypsy people. And the one family is performers, and they are mermaid performers. And the girl performs with her family. And then the other family are a set of, they perform as like crows or birds or ravens or whatever you want to say, up in the trees. And they put on this show that makes it appear illusion-wise as if they're flying. And just the way that's even explained in the book is so very cool. It's crazy. And it's just super rich with all this dark worlds of, the carnival and the way they live, and traveling town to town to survive. And in this one particular town, the two families always cross paths every year. And so then there's a rivalry. And so, of course, we kind of get our Romeo and Juliet out of that. And these two kids end up meeting. And it's just really great and interesting. And the world is different. And it was kind of like this friend said, don't really read anything about this book, just read it. And she knows that I don't really like retellings. Okay. So she sucked me right in, because then I got reading and I was like, wait a minute, this kind of feels like West Side Story. Wait a minute, that's kind of Romeo and Juliet. Wait a minute. So yeah, kind of like a brand new West Side Story, Romeo and Juliet thing going on. And I love it. I love it. I love it. I hear this book is not getting the attention it deserves either, and that annoys me. So shout out, everyone read this one.
Yeah, it sounds really beautiful.
It's so beautifully written, It's one of those. And I just want to say a few words about this one that I've already kind of said. Okay, so it is a pact between two sisters who are going to commit suicide. They have a really rough family going on. It's not so terrible. Her family's intact. There's a mom and a dad. It's just nobody's communicating. Everybody's falling apart, going into their own way, having their own issues. Mom and dad are having some issues, but whatever. Who aren't, this world. And the girls decide to go do this complete whack thing, and only one of the sisters goes through with the pact.
By accident or on purpose?
Well, you have to find that out. But they have planned to do it. And only one sister goes through with it. So the other sister, we follow her in her experience in the aftermath with all the guilt of not going through it. And she has this image of who her sister was and who her sister is to her. And her sister keeps coming back to visit her in ghost form. And throughout this story, throughout the unraveling of what really went on the day of the pact, what really happened, we find out that her sister was not who she thinks her sister was, and not who she thinks that she was her idol and everything, and she's just not worthy of a lot of that. And she also figures out that she's not, she kind of lived in her sister's shadow, and she's worthy, much more worthy than she thought she was. And yeah, it's really cool. She has her family's such a wreck that she gets outside support from some really great friends. And it's just kind of a study of, the aftermath. It's, you cry, you laugh, you're sad, you feel really like a lot for this character. She puts her through her paces. So really love this. Really good. Great book, librarians. Get it in your libraries. Grade 7s and 8s need to feel like they're loved, and they need to feel like they're belong. Everybody does, but this critical age is kind of starts in grade 7, and this is a great book to relate to. That's what I'll say about that. And off to you.
Okay, I'll sidetrack here. Did you see Star Wars by any chance? The latest one?
I have not.
Oh my gosh! They finally made an amazing female character. I was completely surprised and blown away. Aside from, I heard a lot about it already, and I tuned out a lot about it. And because well, I like the Star Wars series, but science fiction's not so much my passion. But they created one awesome female character. I am like in love with her. The actress is fantastic. Everything she said, the action, she's sure, she's confident, she's funny, she's passionate, she's really an awesome character and very believable for some reason too.
So she's not your typical kick-ass Angelina Jolie spinning around knocking boys over with your feet character.
No, she's a more real version of that. She's so believable. So the actress pulled it off beautifully.
Now, who is that? Do you know, or am I going to put you on the spot there? Because I heard it was like a new young person, not really that known.
That's what I understand too. She's an actress. She's done other work, and the only thing that I kept on hearing was that she looked a lot like Keira Knightley, and she definitely has. She's has a British accent. I guess I don't know if she's British, but she definitely has some of Keira Knightley's facial expressions, which is funny. But most of the time, I found she didn't look like Keira Knightley. But I think what they're we're just talking about why my light keeps changing.
I know mine is doing that too, and I don't know.
Glowing in a weird.
It's the time of day. The sun's going down behind us or something. I don't know.
Anyway, was I saying Keira Knightley? Yeah, I think she reminds me of Keira Knightley in the first Pirates of the Caribbean. She was just kind of feisty, but she's the outfit that she wears in the Star Wars movie is it's not sexually suggestive. There's no boobs showing. It's like ninja, like sporty and not made for battle, but anyway, she's a scavenger in the movie. So she's an orphan and she's a scavenger. So she's tough and has had to learn to take care of herself.
So you're suggesting they got it right in Hollywood for once? Is that your?
Yeah. The only thing, the big joke was that there's a board game that came out, right? A Monopoly, Star Wars Monopoly or something. Star Wars, I think so. Anyway, and of all the characters they left out of the little characters that they give you, they didn't put her.
Oh, that's terrible.
Huge miss. I don't even understand what they were thinking. She is the main character of the entire movie. She carries that movie, and actually, she does carry the movie. Your focus is on her. You're in love with her. You follow her. You root for her. And anyway, who cares? They're gonna have to now re-release the game probably with her included because they've made such a mess of that. But aside from that, that's not really super important.
No, but that's good because I'm not a big Star Wars fan. Don't throw things at me.
Go see that movie, and
I will go see it now because I was like, no.
Yeah. The only thing you'll notice, which is this is like annoying, whatever, is that I shouldn't say. No. I'm sure. Anyway, we'll talk about it after.
I'll spoil it.
I just realized there's a character in there that we'll let you see. So the last thing.
I went to see Joy, which I really, really loved.
Good.
I did. I know it's getting like mixed reviews, but I loved it.
Yeah.
And there's a great scene in Joy that relates to writing so much. And she gets completely taken advantage of by someone, and they essentially take her money and they take her product and they screw her over. And then they say, we're sorry you had your 15 minutes on this, sales shopping network and we didn't sell any. Nobody called in. So you're done. Thanks for coming out. We own your product. Bye. You get no sales. And there's like this lovely moment where she does this soliloquy and she's yelling at her child, which is kind of sad. Her little girl, and she's yelling basically like, don't get involved in these kind of things in life. Nothing ever pays. You work really hard. It doesn't work out. Creative minds always get screwed over, and there's no hope in this world, and there's no way to succeed. And I was like, I understand, Joy. I understand. I feel your pain. I hear you, Joy. But the best, sadly, or maybe it's a good thing, her world all turns around because but it's kind of a great lesson, like with self-help and that you feel like that, And then it was a great lesson because she basically takes the bull by the horns and she finds a mistake in the paperwork. So she has a loophole that she can go get her stuff back. And she goes charging in there against this big highfalutin company guy. And she just lays it out on the line. And she's like, basically, you're giving me this product back or I'm not leaving. And then she like outsmarts him. And out she comes onto the street. And it's just her walking down the street with this like whole new life. She's got her product back. She's got her self-esteem back. She's taken on the world. And I was like, go, Joy, go, go. You know, it was one of those movies. And then, you know, of course, then she goes on to make millions. It all worked out for her. But anyways, it just kind of like, it felt very much like the writing moment, you know, when you really, you're fighting constantly to get to the top of the pile, to be seen, to believe in yourself, to get somewhere. And, you know, that earth-shattering moment where you're just like, it's not worth it. It's not, can't get ahead. It was kind of great.
It really is like a small business, right? I mean, when businesses come out with their idea, they're entering a market saturated with ideas. So they have to make themselves stand out, make people pay attention to them, look at them, try their product. So
absolutely, same deal. And it's just so funny because, you know, in the creative world, it involves a whole other side of it. And that's the, you know, the believing in your creative self and your creative gene. And you know, and there's all kinds of people, it doesn't matter what you're in, out there in the world, ready to take advantage. And they see a great idea. They want to get on the bandwagon. They want to take your bandwagon and they want to, you know, leave you behind and you don't get any money if you're not careful. And the whole lesson in that movie was she allowed someone else to negotiate for her and allowed someone else to look at the contracts, and she didn't have anything to do with it. She trusted them, and then she was in trouble. So it was kind of like a real, you know, eye-opening thing. And it was a good movie. I don't know, it's getting good and bad reviews. I saw she was up for an award. I don't know if she got that award or not. But, you know, it's Jennifer Lawrence. Yeah. It's Jennifer Lawrence. She's great in everything.
Yeah, she can do no wrong right now. I know there was some comment about the age she was portraying was above what she is, quite a bit above.
You know, I didn't feel it. I didn't see it in the movie. I think I heard that they were critical of the movie because they felt it was slow, but you know, so it did progress a little bit slow, but it was a quiet, triumphant building story. And I love how, as long as they're not, like, it kills me, the movies can't just be about beautiful stories that involve women anymore. It has to be blockbuster, you know, blowing things up, killing people, murdering people, espionage, or else it's like, oh, that's not a good movie. It's too slow. But you know what? Too bad. That theater was packed. I think they made the right choice in having Jennifer Lawrence as the lead because that theater was packed. So I don't buy that. But anyway. So.
I think they need to let us choose what we want to see.
I think so too. And there's room for everything. So there we go. We've given them, you know,
lastly,
a dinner date here. We've given them books and movies. So now
we're going to show my big cover on another computer because that's the only
photo cover reveal. I was going to do a whole build up to that, and then you just stuck it up there. But anyway.
Well, here I'll show it, and now now you can't talk, right, or else it'll disappear. So here is it. Can you see it?
Yes, I can.
Okay, so that's
okay. I'm going to talk for a minute. Leave it up there. Okay, so this is Rosemary's big debut as a self-published author, and this is her wonderful, wonderful romance that I've read and loved, was jealous of. Actually, as I was reading this book, I turned to my husband and said, I love these characters so much. I want to write this with Rosemary. I would like to write this with her. I wonder if she'll like let me do this. And we just laughed. He was like, you're nuts. And I'm like, no, I do. In particular, I loved Ophelia to death. I loved her. So anyway, here is her gorgeous cover.
Ta-da! So there's just a few more tweaks to be done. I would love to have had it in that 3D book form that I said I would conquer, but apparently have not. The digital 3D book form.
Oh, yeah.
So the story is My Love is Blue, and it's about Emma, and she's a painter, and her boyfriend disappears, and she's very sad and depressed, and so she paints 24 hours a day because she feels only through painting can she be with him. And her life, of course, so her life, that's why we had her, I chose this picture with her covered in paint, because only through painting does she feel she can be with the love of her life, Julian. And of course, you can't hide away from reality forever, and things around her start to crumble, and she runs into some trouble, financial trouble and other emotional issues. And so has to venture out of her little painting sanctuary. And then things start to change for her, good and bad. So that's what happens to Emma. And My Love is Blue can be taken in a couple of ways, but I won't say it in advance, right? I think people can read it.
Everybody figure that out.
Yeah.
When you were holding that up, a bizarre thing was happening.
Yes.
How it appeared to be sparkling. So that made it look really super great. And I'm not sure she's going to be able to pull that off when the book comes out. But anyways, it was an added exciting for today, because you wait until you see this back. It was like, I'm like, how is that happening? Because it appears to be sparkling. But
Emma, she felt she needed to, like, I don't know what. She's feeling good now by the end of the story. She's got a lot of things going for her, so she's sparkling now.
Well, it's going to be an awesome romance read. So shout out to all of you that it'll be out there soon. Rosemary, when are you thinking, or have you gotten that far?
I'm thinking early February, beginning of February, 2016. So in a couple of weeks.
Awesome.
Time for Valentine's Day. If you're feeling you need a romance to help you feel romantic.
Yeah, if you're a blogger and you blog about romance and you're happen to watch the show, Rosemary, where can they reach you? Give out an email so they can get a hold of you if they would like to pre-read and review this book.
My email. So yeah, I guess you can reach me at rosemarydaniellis@hotmail.com or rosemarydaniellis@gmail.com. So it's my whole name. Well, my name's tagged on the show, right?
Right. I'll put it. I'll also put it in the show notes today.
Thank you.
So yeah, if you're out there and you're interested, you're looking for pre-readers and reviewers. So, right?
That would be wonderful. I'd really appreciate that.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, I think that's all we have for today, which was a great day. And
back to reading and writing.
Exactly. I'm still doing my revision, driving myself crazy. Yeah. I realized that I wrote sections I don't even need to write in this book. So it was hilarious this morning. I just went, wait a minute. They don't need to do this, this, and this. They just need to get here. Zap. 3,000 words.
You're brave.
Died on the floor this morning. Died. Went trickle, trickle, boom, boom, onto the ground. But no, seriously, as I was going through, I was like, honestly, I am on page, 65. They need to be X right now. They need to be here. And they're like, what is my holdup? Zap.
I like when you first start writing, someone suggests removing something and the knife, right in your body, and you'll launch into a half-hour lecture of why that's needed, and no. Now when my daughters suggest something, because they pre-read for me, both my daughters, they're like, I don't really like something. I don't care. I'm not attached. Like, take it out.
It can go. That was me today going, wait a minute. I don't need this. Zap. But it's funny because you need some distance.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, it's only been a month since I finished this book, but, and I've been working on it like through various other things, but I was just like, I really just how did I not see this when I was writing it? You know what I mean? But I was like in my little zone where I'll hear going, oh, that's funny. That's really great. Oh, they'll go over here. They'll go over there. And then like I'm reading it going, who cares? Get rid of that. But it's hard. It's hard. That first draft, I swear, it just should be like a roadmap, like a very loose roadmap. And then the work really happens in the next draft. I think people put too much thought into that first draft. Like they lose their mind to get that out. And then,
Yeah, I'm definitely guilty of that. Too much fine tuning going on at the wrong stage of the story.
that is very well said. That is exactly it.
When, like you said, you're gonna, go in and finesse this moment and decorate that moment, and then you're gonna end up not even needing it. So you were,
yeah. And I'm gonna write more books about these two characters. So like the smart thing, and I think that makes you feel better too, is like I can use this in book too. Like copy paste. So they didn't really die on the floor. I kind of like put them in another document. But honestly, no writing's wasted. I'll use it somewhere else. But it was just like, it does not need to be in this book, in this moment.
mm-hmm.
I need to get moving here in this moment. So it's kind of funny. But that's my super secret project that I can't really talk about.
We have to wait.
I really want to get done it because I want to get back and get my Heartmenders together. Oh, and I have a new website. I almost forgot to say.
Yeah, that's true.
I worked forever on this website. Really hard. Really hard. It's hard when you're not techie to make your own website. But anyway, I copied it.
It's hard, even just from all the creative choices that you have. What to put where, what colors, what words.
Yeah. And I went on Squarespace, so like all the backdoor stuff was done for me, and it was still hard. So yeah, I conquered the beast, threw him to the ground, stabbed him. He's completely dead. And yes, the website is up. So I would love it if you checked out my website too at www.jacqueline, or so what am I doing? JacquelineGarlic.com. I was like, I said the dot too soon, but there's 2 dots. So, oh my. Anyway, it's JacquelineGarlic.com if you want to check it out. And
I don't even think you have to say www.
I don't think anybody says that anymore, but I'm just old, so I say it. But yeah, and there's a free read up there for you folks if you've never been to my website. So take advantage of that. All right. Well, I think that's everything, isn't it, for today? We thought it was everything a minute ago, but I think it is now.
We better cut it while we can.
I think so.
So the next show is?
The next show we're going to go over some things that we've read and completed, right? We're going to go back, revisit some of the reads we talked about that we've completed. Give them some love.
Sounds good.
All right. Okay. Well, a pleasure as always, Rosemary.
Nice talking to you, Jackie.
And thank you so much for watching us.
Yes. Bye, everybody.
Bye.